So at the holidays, we spend some more. I told my wife the other day, I go, it's time to stop spending.
Right, right. Free advice is nice, especially when it comes from a real expert and when it applies to one of the most expensive purchases most of us make, and that's our cars.
Hey, you know it's cold outside. Peter Fink is here in his warm weather gear. Good to see
That's
you.
right.
I like it.
Well,
I like
you know what? It's a public announcement. For second,
Yep.
it's a Husker
It's
hat.
Husker
okay?
hat.
There
I
you
love
go.
it.
That's
Big
right.
N
That's
on one of the
That's
flaps.
Right. You know, with it being cold like this, cars are so dependable anymore, and a lot of us have garages, you know, and we just hop in our car and say, well, I'm just going to drive down to Hy-Vee and jump out and run inside, and you don't need a hat and gloves and a neck warmer and a sweater or whatever and stuff, or a blanket, you know. But if that car quits, now you're in trouble. Of course, we all got our cell phones, so we can get help faster than we used to, okay? But still, when it's this bitter cold, just throw some stuff in the trunk, you know, the gloves, a hat, neck warmer, a blanket. If you got little kids, maybe another blanket or something, just to make sure, okay? Just be prepared. Take it back out in April. Don't worry about it, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe a shovel and some kitty litter if we had snow, okay? Just leave it in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, leave
okay?
it, forget
That's
it,
right.
but it's
That's
there if you
right.
need it.
You'll never need it if it's in there, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the
I
way it
gotta
goes.
ask you where
So
you got that
don't
hat
worry
out.
about the
Yeah,
bad
I
hair
wanna
day,
go-
you know? Hey, get the boss to have a contest of a different
I
hat
love
day,
that.
you know, or something, or a bad hair day.
Where'd you get that thing? Where'd you get that hat at? That's
You know,
nice
a
looking
friend
hat.
sent it to me,
Did he?
okay? He's up in
I
New
had a
York
friend
and
like
seen
that.
this Husker hat
That's
and sends
great.
it to me.
Let's get to some car questions. Here's our first one. It's from Loretta. I have a 1998 Ford Contour with only 40,000 miles on it. I try to keep it maintained. I'm told that my left front axle shaft is leaking and it's going to cost me $250 to repair. Is that a serious problem? My car runs perfectly. I'm a senior citizen on a fixed income. And would there be a less expensive way to correct it? Please advise. Thanks.
Okay, on the Contour, obviously with 40,000 miles, it's very low mileage, okay, so that's a good news. You definitely want to keep it up to fix things that come up, okay? Somebody's looked at this for you. If they say the axle shaft is leaking, the only thing I can think of is it has CV boots on it. The boot must be split from age, and it's leaking grease, okay? I don't think they're talking about the axle seal on the transmission, okay? If it's the axle seal on the transmission, that's way too high, $250, okay? I suspect what they're doing is they're selling you a whole new axle, okay? You could possibly have them and ask them to put a boot on it instead of a whole new axle. Might be a little bit less cost than that. $250 isn't too bad for an axle, okay, when you consider parts and labor, okay, and stuff. You can bring it to one of our shops. We'll give you a second opinion on it if you like. No charge to look at it.
No charge,
okay?
and that's for Loretta or anybody.
Anybody,
Who comes in.
that's right, that's right. That's right.
Kayla, with our next question, she
Okay.
writes, my 2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee wouldn't start last week. It still had full power and my dashboard flashed transmission over temp when I attempted to start it. When I looked online, it seems this is a recurring problem in Jeeps from this year. Have you heard about this, and do you know if there's a fix for it?
You know, myself, I really haven't heard a whole lot about this, okay, and stuff. The couple things that do come to mind on it, okay, these newer cars got these anti-theft deals, okay, and I have had Chryslers have some problems with that. Not necessarily the Jeep, but I've had that trouble with my Dodge truck, okay, and stuff, and sometimes it won't even unlock when I'm trying, hitting it, and okay, you know, and stuff like this. But first, like always, when you got an electrical problem, you want to start with cleaning the battery terminals, okay, taking them off, cleaning them properly, and the other thing with all the salt and the corrosion around here, that ground cable going to the frame or to the engine, okay, needs to be cleaned on the other end. Of course, that one's a little harder to get to. I suspect probably what's wrong with this one, okay, I did call a friend on this, and he said he has seen it on a Jeep where the connection of the wire loom going to the starter and the solenoid does go bad, okay? So they have taken it apart, cleaned them, or had to replace that solenoid and stuff, okay? This one, you really want to get it to a good shop and check it out, because you could spend literally hundreds of dollars chasing this, okay? I can recommend a good shop. If you want to call me at the store, I'll give you a name and a number, okay, to call. And they can get it checked out and see what you got. Okay.
But the diagnosis on this one.
This one is worth spending $100, $200 to try to get it diagnosed, because otherwise, I've seen people throw hundreds of dollars of parts and never fix the problem.
No resolution.
Fixing things aren't necessarily the problem. All right, here's our final question. This one is from Brrrr. When I'm driving my 2000 Blazer, the radio and speedometer have suddenly shut off. The car keeps going, but it eventually dies, and the battery's only about a year old. Any idea what's wrong?
You know, a number of things come to. I wish I could ask a couple questions on this one, okay? First of all, the speedometer and the radio is tied together because on General Motors they have a speed control. As you go faster, the radio gets louder. It's really a nice feature. So the two are tied together. Could have a bad sensor or bad wire. The other thing is it goes through the instrument panel module on this, and those are known to go bad on the S10 Blazers and pickup trucks, okay? So it is surely a possibility. The dies part is what got me confused, and when I heard that, I was thinking that the alternator ain't charging properly. It ran the battery down, and now the car's just dead, okay, and stuff. You're going to lose your accessories first, and then the last thing that usually goes is the engine quits running. My question would have been, did it restart, okay? I mean, what'd you have to do to restart it? Jump start it or put another battery in? So if it's that, check the electrical system, check the battery. I know it's only a year old, but if it went bad, you got a bad alternator. And I'm really thinking it's probably that. And I wish I could have asked another question here, okay? Because I don't think I got quite enough information to help them here.
Yeah, well, the last thing you want is for your car to die in conditions like we're talking about today, to where you're just stranded waiting in the cold.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. That's why you got the hat.
That's why you got the hat.
Okay.
The scarf, the
Bring it full
gloves.
circle.
That's right.
Yeah, certified
These things are
transmission.
amazing.
5 area locations, certifiedtransmission.com, and just giving you those locations a call and they can help you out.
Thanks, Peter. Stay warm out there, okay?
Hey, have that
He
fancy hat or a bad hair day, okay? You know, I mean, here you go. Either one works.
You don't
know?
have, you
So
never have bad hair
that
days,
contest
Peter.
at work. Talk to the boss.
I think that's a good idea.
Get a free lunch.
That's
Okay.
fun.
All right.
If you would like
Get
to
a
get
free
questions
lunch.
into Peter, you can do that a couple of ways. You can email value@omahamorningblend.com. You can go to our website, and there's a certified transmission button there on our homepage, or you can just leave questions on our Facebook wall.
That's right. Okay, still ahead. A first in Omaha called Death Cafe. What it's about and who it's for.
First, the tech trends expected to make waves in 2014, which are already making a splash at the Consumer Electronics Show. We're heading to Las Vegas. A little warmer
I'd
there.
like to go to Vegas.
After the break.
Nice.